You are watching UGA football, starring my dad and Mista Fingaz.
They gave me my theme music.
Another Zagnet production, Jones. Mr. Fingaz. Collin Fingaz from the DMV.
Hey gang, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How are you doing? I'm gonna say it one more time. How are you doing? No, seriously. I hope you guys are all doing well today. It is Monday, October the 8th, 2025. I had to check the date. I've been on for a couple of days. Sometimes we forget how time gets by us when we don't have to worry about it. I am Mr. Fingaz coming to you live from the 405 Zagnet Central, where the wind... That was the Blue Angels F-15 Tomcat or whatever they call it. I'm ashamed. I should know the nomenclature. I was in the military, but it was one of them real fast planes flying through. And, we doing the thing. And, okay, well, let's rewind. I am Mr. Fingaz coming to you live from the 405 where the wind... That was a fast plane. Comes whipping down the plane. And that guy right there... That guy right there on the other side of me is the brother from another, the sexy mother Hubbard. It's Collin P. What's up, man? I just messed up the whole intro. That's gonna be a clip.
You've had a rough couple of days. I mean, you're probably tired. I mean, I know how you burn. What we say, you burn the candle at both ends. You get too many irons in the fire. I mean, that's. I'm always impressed on what all you do, man. It's awesome. But I'm doing good, man. Hey, any week after a weekend win, hey, all good. Yeah, I had a B-man this weekend, so it was interesting. It's always interesting when we get into a little bit of stuff here and there, but pretty good. How about yourself overall?
Oh, man, you ain't lying when you say I'm a busy man, and I just found out, for those of you that are watching the show right now, that are looking at what's going on, please pay no attention to the man behind the screen. I posted. I started the live before I checked the details, and it says something completely different, but I'm changing it right now. and then you'll be able to see it by its rightful title. This week in UGA football, season 5, episode. I said it was 7, right?
Yes.
Episode 7. We're gonna change that. The details section I will change after the show is over. Ha 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 ha.
Bro, just you saying that, dude, like fifth season that we've been doing this, dude. It's been a ride. It's pretty fun, dude.
Yeah, we've been doing this. We got started during COVID. For those of you wondering, the name already changed on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and climb up into the banks here, and we're going to flush everything, and then I'm going to be able to talk like a regular human being. So anyway, we have been on for exactly 5 years. This is our 5th season. And for those of you that don't know how this whole thing came to be, I was doing a podcast with a friend of mine from back in Virginia. Well, we weren't in the Army together, but he joined long after I got out. But old Army buddy and karaoke friend of mine, and somebody put him on to us, and he had me come on the draft show with the Let's Talk Football, Mr. Sean Spencer. Those of you that know him, you are familiar. And due to the whole Uncle Shay thing, we did the hot L's right on the plate. That's how we serve them. We're going to do something before do something. And then he was like, dude, you should start your own show. You should start a Georgia show. It was me and him. And he was like, your boy in the comments knows all the Georgia stuff. I was like, well, he's from Georgia. I'm from Georgia. He's like, yo, you should do the show. So you came on about midway through the first season, and it's just been me and Collins ever since.
Yeah, it's been like, I think it was the third. I think it might have been the 3rd episode. I think you and Sean were doing it like the first and 2nd episode. And then you famously, and I'll never forget it. You said we're going to do a dry run, and then we're going to go live in 5 seconds.
We're going to do a dry run real quick, see how things go. And I was like, we live in 5. And he's what? And my man killed it, and we are.
Hey. I mean, and overall, dude. I mean, not that we still be talking about Georgia football, but I mean, overall, we never lost. You moved to Oklahoma. We never. We talked, but I mean, it was like like good friends do. When we see each other, we never hit where we left off. But put me back in. Put me back in. You and I back together. So I'm thankful for that. So yeah, been fun, man.
Yeah, because as many discussions as you and I had at our old stomping grounds, Ned's and Finnegan's, that neither one of us could remember if you paid us a lot of money, if you had a lot of money to pay us, and we're threatening to kill everybody in our family. We probably couldn't remember it because of the amount of alcohol that we had. But
yeah,
those days are
long gone, buddy. Those days are long gone.
All I know is that we are a couple of guys that love Georgia football, and there is not a thing you can do about it.
That's right.
There we go. And here we are. So as far as what's going on, I'm off until Thursday. I don't go back to work until Thursday. You would think I would have my head and my stuff together for somebody that's off from work, but it's been like that. Friday was my first day off. Every time I get ready to do something, my brain just does one of these.
Yeah, I can relate. I can definitely relate. So hey, man.
I try not to blame it on getting older, but there's nothing we can really do about that. I am now 4 months past the markage of my 55th year on this planet. So all I can do.
Hey, I'm catching up 1 year at a time, my friend. I'm next year's my half centennial. So, but anyway,
word. That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
So those of you that have joined us, thank you for checking us out. There is one person in the comments. We appreciate you stopping by. See, this is how late I am. We're already through the intro, but since I just wanted to let you know in case you were wondering what we were doing. That was the intro. So there were a few games this week. Before we jump into the Georgia game versus Kentucky, we can jump into a few things here. First of all, being around the SEC, there weren't a lot of SEC games this past weekend because there were quite a few teams off, but there were a few games of note. Okay, that's next week's games. Anthony, where are the games that I'm supposed to be looking at? I knew there was a reason I had week 6 pulled up. There we go. All right. Games of note, definitely Tennessee did what Tennessee does, handed Mississippi State its first loss. Aguilar, definitely. I don't know if his name is in the running for Heisman candidacy, but he's having an amazing year, even in the loss to our Dogs. 24-40, 355 yards and 1 touchdown. So, yeah, and it was a tight game. It actually was a tight game. They went into the half 17 and 7, tied up at 17, and went into overtime is what it boiled down to. Tennessee scored the go-ahead. Mississippi State could not answer. Tennessee hands Mississippi State its first loss. I just gotta be honest, man, and this is going to lead into our next segment. I think it is almost a shame that Mississippi State at least did not get ranked at some point when they were running through. When they were running through their undefeated stretch, and Mississippi State does not have. Mississippi State does not have. Oh, I'm sorry, they're 4-2 now. And unfortunately, with that second loss, that kind of relegates them to the bottom of the SEC, just because everybody else conference-wise has, one loss or less, except for South Carolina, who has 2 conference losses. But looking at their record, okay, I get it. They beat. Well, even still, I still don't get it. They beat Southern Miss, Arizona State, but they did beat a ranked team. They beat ranked Arizona State in week 2. So, I mean, Georgia didn't play anybody ranked until week 4.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the SEC teams didn't play anybody who was ranked until week 4. How come Mississippi State couldn't get any love? Now, granted, they lost to Tennessee and they lost to Texas A&M, and if that is any indicator of the remainder of their season, they could potentially face losses to Texas, Texas. I can't say Arkansas and keep a straight face, but even that's possible. And then on the back end of their season, they've got Georgia, Missouri, and Mississippi, Ole Miss, all of whom are ranked at least in the top 15. So, So we'll see, but they could have at least AP could have given them a little bit of love or something like that.
Well, I mean, look at how the APs. I mean, in my opinion, obviously, other people that may be looking at the AP saying that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but I mean that they've been jumping around, and correct me if I'm wrong. You may have seen this too, but I mean the rankings have been a little bit different than years past. I mean, I'm not saying it just for our drop in 7 and Bama going up 7, and then Ole Miss going up 9, going up 9 spots, and FSU going down 9. But I mean, I don't remember seeing that big of a drop or big of a jump in quite some time, if ever. You know what I mean? And in Mississippi State, like you said, they were doing pretty well till they weren't. You know what I mean? But yeah, they should have gotten. I figured they should have gotten some love.
Yeah, they should have. And you know what? Again, I just realized how badly my brain is jacked up. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to do something here. There we go. And in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, our one viewer should drop off. You know who it was? That was me on my phone.
Hey, man. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
I know. Well, whoever it is probably. It looks like they're still watching. So maybe I was mistaken. But yeah, my phone. I keep my phone for those of you that watching the show. I basically share from my phone and share it to all the different groups to let people know that we're live so they can see what we're on. Anyway, hi, boy, this is gonna be, man. I can tell that this is gonna be either a really fun show or a really scattered show. Remains to be seen. I guess it's up to my brain to see.
We'll get it back on the rails, and then we'll take it back off the rails like we normally do.
Yeah, we tend to. Well, no, I don't. Yeah, I got nothing. So yeah, Anthony versus his brain, round 1. There we are. Okay, so moving on. Tennessee beats Mississippi State. Vanderbilt bounces back in a big way. Still ranked in the top 20. Number 18, Vanderbilt.
Wait a minute, are you in week 6 or week? I mean, you said Tennessee.
Hold on.
You're on the wrong week, bro. All right, now that's 2 times to get TKO in the next one.
I am a whole week behind. We just finished week 6.
Yeah. So it was A&M and Mississippi State, but they did lose lost to Tennessee.
You know what? You go ahead and give the commentary, sir. How did I get a week behind? I thought, oh, don't do that. I clicked on week. Okay, I clicked on week 6. Stop messing with me. There we go. The ESPN page has a mind of its own. Are you going to stay there?
So what was the next one? There?
Okay, Texas A&M played Mississippi State. That's where they got the second loss from. Good God Almighty! The whole first 15 minutes of the show is going to be a one clip after another. Vanderbilt, of course, loses to Alabama at Bryant-Denny Stadium after much gesticulating and posturing by Diego Pavia. Although the first half was very tight. They did play very well. Ty Simpson comes through 23 of 31 for 340 and 2 touchdowns. Jam Miller has a hell of a game with 136 yards on 22 carries and a touchdown. And Ryan Williams doing Ryan Williams things. Didn't break 100, but 98 is close enough, and another touchdown that's good enough to get it done. The question: you think Vanderbilt's done after this?
No, of course not. No, I mean, Pavia is still Pavia. I mean, and to be quite honest, they haven't seen a defense. I mean, like Alabama's, and they weren't. And he's done a lot of talking, but he's backed it up for the most part. But I mean, he's still going to be the face of the Vanderbilt, and Clark Lee. He's still got him going. Doing things they haven't done, in years past. And so I don't think they're done. I mean, like who they got? Let's see. Let's check the next couple of games.
Their next game is against LSU, who even though they got handed. They got handed a loss at the hands of our buddy. Get your popcorn ready. They got a very good defense, ranked number 11th in the country, and this is this is a home game for Vanderbilt, so that might be doable. But then they take on Missouri, Texas, Auburn, Kentucky, Tennessee. I think. I'm not even going to get into number of wins left in here, but these are games. Some of these games are winnable. Texas playing the way they're playing, that's possible.
I was going to say Vanderbilt. I mean, they're actually picked like ESPN's picked them 61% to win over LSU. So I mean, that is a winnable game, depending on what Nussmeier does.
But it's going to be strictly based on Nussmeier because the defense is. But that means that Vanderbilt's defense is really going to have to step up because LSU's defense is still. I would say I haven't looked at how they're broken out by ranking, but LSU's defense is one of the best in the SEC right now. Then they got undefeated Missouri. That one is going to be hard, but that is also a home game for the Commodores. They travel to Austin after that to play Texas. Then they've got Auburn, Kentucky, and then their rivalry game with Tennessee at the end of the season. So
that's a tough couple last. I mean, the Tennessee's game, that's going to be a tough one. And then, I mean, it all remains to be seen. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what Texas does and Arch, and what they're going to do. But I mean,
and we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little bit later too. But Auburn definitely winnable.
So
Auburn definitely winnable. LSU winnable. Texas winnable. That would put their win total right from now to then at 8. Kentucky.
Well, another question. Let me cut you. I'm sorry to cut you off, but another question. I mean, the success that Clark Lee has had. Do you think maybe somebody's going to try to get him away from there? Do you think that maybe?
Absolutely, brother. Look, Florida's going to probably be looking for a coach at the end of the year. There's a couple of other schools. There's a couple of Big Ten schools that might be looking for coaches at the end of the year. Sorry to say it, Mr. Spencer. Well, no, not at the end of this year, but the Tar Heels because they owe Bill too much money right now.
Well, his son's going to fall in. His son's going to fall in, right? His son's going to fall in.
I don't know if Clark Lee doesn't get stolen away for a while. From Vanderbilt, if that job is open. I mean, there's some schools that are, as far as right now schools, Florida is a definite possibility just because, I mean, they're going to have to win out. They're going to have to win out in order for Billy Napier to keep his job. And then they're going to have to win the bowl game, but they're going to have to get on that real quick because they're 2-3. So that means there's only 7 games left. They still have an opportunity. Doubtful, but they still have an opportunity if they win out which would mean they beat Georgia, which is doubtful for me also. They have an opportunity to go 9-3, which is not bad at all and definitely guarantees a bowl game. So anyway, moving on. Let's see who else we were talking about around the SEC.
Let's go ahead and
Texas.
segue to Florida, because Florida and Texas. Well,
I'm saving that one for last. Texas
right.
A&M. Texas A&M puts the stones to Mississippi State. We did talk about that. Reed with 100, not a whole lot of yards in the air, 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it was enough to get by Mississippi State. But Owens with 142 yards. That's insane. 142 yards and no touchdowns. That's insane.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah. And then, of course, right down the road from me, the Sooners handled business against Kent State with Michael Hawkins at quarterback. He didn't have to do a whole heck of a lot. He only threw for 152 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. That has set the stage up for the Sooners to go into the Red River rivalry against the Texas Longhorns as an undefeated contender right now. I think Oklahoma might do something this year, sir. Just saying.
I would agree. That's like we were saying off camera. It's like it was, when they joined the SEC. Granted, they're only a couple years into it, 3 years. I don't know how long they've been in there, but everybody was touting that Texas was going to be the one of the two that would be better, and then Oklahoma's kind of shut that up. But I mean, they're doing well this year. I mean,
Well, last year was not great.
No.
Last year was not great, and of course, actually, I think this is year 3, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is too. Yeah,
I think it's year 3, because that's right. Because Lincoln Riley left and went to USC right before the whole thing took place, and that was when everybody was saying Oklahoma was going to run the table, and then when they left, they said OSU was going to run the table, and now neither of those things have happened. Although Oklahoma is having a great season this season, and Mike Gundy is no longer the coach at OSU, so.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes strange things happen. People are strange when you're a stranger. Moving on, before we get hit with a copyright violation. And yes, the one that Texas and Florida. Man, oh man. Whew, good Lord. Man, the Longhorns definitely walked out of Florida with one of these, man.
Yeah. I mean, they you can give them one thing. They came back. I mean, they were down, big time, but they clawed back, and they just ran a little bit touchdown short, ran out of time. But
well, did they claw back, or did they just manage to score once more? Because Florida didn't score in the fourth quarter at all. They didn't have to, because they were up 29-14. Now they were up by 2 scores. Now Texas did manage to get that last touchdown, but it's just.
And I think that was like in the how much time? Like 2 minutes left, inside the 2 minute mark. I think they scored.
Yeah, at that point, the game was kind of, they were going to have to, they really essentially were going to need sorry for this, Alabama fans, they were going to need a kick 6 in order to make that thing happen, kick 6, something like that of epic proportions in order to win that game. So, I mean, good on them for bringing it to within 8 points, which essentially is a 1-score game touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it up. But, I mean, yeah, and this is, really too deep into this because it's depending on which side of the fence you lean on. It's, some people will say, oh, yeah, he was amazing. I mean, or some people will say he wasn't. You got Arch, another 2 interceptions. He did throw for over 250. He finished with 263. His QBR was 70.5, and at one point they brought in Caldwell to take over quarterbacking duties. Laser right down the field, 26 yards, boom, done. So that's something that we could talk about on a totally different level. But we talked about it before the show. What do you think really is going on with Texas?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, like I said before, Arch is in a tough spot. I mean, like it's may come off. People criticizing him, folks, criticizing whatever, but he's got the Manning name, and he's got to put in this position, where, I mean, quite honestly, he's not getting the protection he needs, and his offensive line could be a little, obviously better. He does have I hate to say decision. I mean, making some those fixie throws. I mean, they're kind of like right. I mean, they're not like chip drill type. I mean, they're like right to people. Right to the defense. But yeah, I don't know. He's in a tough spot. But I mean, it's just and Texas' defense. I certainly didn't expect Florida to do this to them. Like, I mean, you look at Lagway. I mean, your boy Lagway.
Nobody did.
He was 21 of 28 for 298 yards and 2 touchdowns. He even had a pick. And and looking at looking at the receivers, Dallas Wilson had 111 yards, 2 touchdowns over 6 receptions. I mean, and then they had another guy, 72 yards and 42 yards, and then they had a fumble. They had a turnover there. But yeah, I mean, it's going from number 1 to are they out of the 25 now? Are they still in 25?
Texas? No, Texas was booted. Texas and Penn State were both dropped from the top 25.
Wow. Okay, so that in and of itself, because Texas was 9. Texas was 9, and they dropped all the way out.
Yeah. And that speaks major volumes, man. Major volumes.
They dropped all the way out.
Where were they the preseason number 2?
They were. Yeah. Weren't they number 1 at one point? I thought they were preseason number 1. Or was Ohio State? I can't remember.
Oh, you know what? You could be right. I believe they were. The reason I say that is because Ohio State, there was a whole bunch of scuttlebutt about why was Texas ranked number 1.
Yeah, because they were defending champs. So yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they were. Texas was ranked number 1 in preseason before everything got started, with Penn State at 2 and Ohio State at 3. So the preseason number 1 and number 2 are now not in the top 25.
Yeah. And that's what goes back to our conversation about AP. It's been crazy about AP this year, in my opinion. But things have happened unprecedented.
That's absolutely wild to think that a Texas, who was a great team last season, played all the way to the SEC championship, it would stand the reason that they would at least be ranked somewhere in the top 10, maybe even in the top 5, but not number 1, with Ohio State having won the national championship, and definitely not Penn State.
Right. Agreed. Agreed. So does this put them out?
As a matter of fact, does it? Anything is possible, sir. Like Kevin Garnett said, anything is possible. As I'm looking at this right now, the preseason top 5 was Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, and Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Of those top 5, only 2 are still in the AP top 25, and only 1 is still in the top 5. Ohio State is number 1. Georgia, I believe, went back up to 10. Is that right?
Yeah, back up 10. And obviously, Alabama went up to 8? I guess they moved up 2 as well.
Yeah, something like that. And I'll give Alabama that. I get them ranking Alabama over us. I don't get us getting knocked out of the top 10 after having lost to a ranked Alabama. But hey, it is what it is. We keep it moving. Oh man. So why don't we do? Let's see. Where are we right now? We have been at it for about a half an hour. For those of you that are just tuning in, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, welcome to this week in UGA football. Mr. Fingaz here, Collin P from the DMV over there. We're kind of going around the horn in the SEC. Why don't we do this? We'll go ahead and take a quick break right here, and then we'll come back, jump in a real quick run through of the AP top 25, more like maybe the top 10 and some on the outskirts of the top 10. And then we'll get into the Georgia Kentucky game. So you guys stay tuned and do note. Oh God, it came back again. I was doing so well. Man, oh man.
What was that? What was that? Tell me what that was. Come on, man.
We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I'm going to see if we can get through this last half hour without me making a major faux pas. For those of you that are just tuning in at this point, thank you so much for joining us. You want to go back and watch about the first 15 minutes where I couldn't get my words together, and then I started discussing this week 5 games like they were week 6 games before I realized, before Collin was like, hey, bro, you're in the wrong week. Welcome to This Week in UGA Football. Mr. Fingaz here. Collin P from the DMV, Collin P from the remix from the DMV right over there. We are talking AP top 25. We're going to run through the top 10 right now. Here. There we go. AP top 25. Let's, I might want to move this because I'm still on week 1.
Oh, boy.
All right, week 46. All right, so going into week 7, let's start at 10. Georgia at 4-1. Next up is Auburn. That's fairly understandable. I would have said at the least maybe we might want to be at 9. Although Texas Tech is undefeated in the Big 12 and Big 12 in the Big 12 and Big 12 play so far. But I'm okay with 10. It still puts us within striking distance. Like you know our philosophy. We could be undefeated right now and have the best offense and defense in the country and be perfectly happy sitting at 10 because there's no target on your back.
Right. I don't mind not being 1. I don't mind not being 1 because that's until the end of the season. End of the season, I won't be number 1. Other than that, don't care.
Yeah, that's the only time. To me, the only time it matters is when all the games have been played up to the championship and we get to hoist the trophy. Other than that, you can keep that number 1. We was number 1 for 3 weeks until we lost all the rest of our games and wound up going 3-9. But we was number 1 for 3 weeks. Nah, that means nothing to me. Next up is Texas Tech. Their next big challenge is Kansas. What are you thinking about that, man?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think. I mean, I don't know. I think they're going to handle this game. I don't think Kansas can handle them. They're 4-2. They're 5th in the Big 12. Texas Tech.
Don't sleep on them, man. Texas Tech is a better than average squad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm talking about Kansas. I mean, I'm not saying I don't think Kansas can hang with them. Yeah, I think it's going to be. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know what? I think. Texas Tech's going to definitely win this game. I mean, they've got what they got. What's the line on this thing? They don't even have a line out yet, obviously. But yeah, I think Texas Tech, they're going to be 6-0 after this week.
You think so?
You
don't think? Well, they are playing at home. I will give them that much.
Yeah, I mean that's the side better there. Yep.
And they're favored. For me, they're favored by a lot. They are favored by a lot, and they're playing in Lubbock. So, yeah, I think I would tend to roll that way as well. Sitting right behind Brigham Young, who happens to be, did you know, even despite losing the quarterback, BYU is still undefeated. So, Big 12 is kind of shaping up to be race to the finish right now, of right now. Let's see, keeping this thing going at number 8, Alabama. Understandable. That's about right where they fit in because everyone ahead of them. I mean, Alabama beat Georgia, who was the number, I think, 5 ranked team in the country at that time. And everybody else in front of them is undefeated. They have done well moving through and navigating past that week 1 loss to FSU. That is long ago forgotten about. I wonder how that FSU loss is going to sit now that Miami has basically collected all the Florida Infinity Stones and beaten all the teams in the state. So, that's something to think about. But yeah, that's I'm pretty sure Alabama's happy sitting where they are to get them to the SEC championship, get them in the playoffs. That's all that matters. Indiana at 5-0. Next up, Oregon. Oh, that is going to be a barn burner versus number 3 Oregon. And they are playing in Oregon. I think Indiana takes the L on this one, but right now, honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. I'm not gonna read through all of these. You got anything? You got any questions on maybe?
Okay. No, not really. I mean, like, everything looks. I mean, it is what it is. AP. I mean, it's all from here on up. I mean, it's. I don't really have any kind of gripe because I mean they're all undefeated, right? They're all 5-0. I don't really see anybody that should be in front of somebody that's not or behind.
Yeah.
I mean, it shakes out to me.
Hey, look at us making big decisions. We're like, you know what? We burned a lot of time in the first segment. Let's just go ahead and pull it. Hey, do you see anything you don't like here? Nope.
Well, I mean,
Nope.
we've seen the drops and the climbs that we've hadn't seen. Like historically. It's just you never know what's going to happen. I mean, literally. And you never know who's going to be where. But
Yeah, you're right about that. Let me see something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I missing a game somewhere? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is A&M only playing 10 games this season? That doesn't seem right.
well, they got
All right, never mind. I won't worry about that. Anyway, having said that, it just looked really funny. You know how you type the thing, you looking at the thing in Google.
Yeah.
Google only has them with 10 games, and one of them is a TBD. But we play 12. The SEC plays 12 games. Everybody plays 12 games in a season.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on. We're gonna keep this thing moving on because we'll just get lost in the sauce thinking talking about something else. All righty. As you know, Kentucky came to Athens and they scored twice, once apiece in the even numbered quarters, that being the second and the fourth, for those of you that are trying to put the math together, and wound up leaving with 14 points while Georgia had 35. So a good win for Georgia.
Yeah.
After last week's performance against Alabama, or I should say at this point the week prior, because last week we played these guys at the end of the week. And I'm getting way too technical. Just reel it in, keep it simple. It's like that acronym KISS, keep it simple, stupid.
Right. Keep it simple, stupid. That's right.
Yeah, so last week's loss to Alabama, this is a good bounce back for Georgia. Gunner, it was not a world beater. He did throw a pick. Looks like Ryan Puglisi got to get in and get a little playing time there.
Yep.
And he also threw a pick. Oh my God, what is going on, man? What is going on? What's really going on?
It is we are far gone from the 2021, 2022. But I mean it's a new team, man. And it's I'm glad Puglisi got in there to play a little bit. He was 3 or 4 aside from that pick. But the thing that I focus on, and I've been reading stuff and looking at other people's comments and stuff, but we got out to a fast start, which I was happy to see. We went out and scored 14 points, quickly, and in the first quarter. So I mean that was a plus. And how about Bowens? How about Chauncey Bowens, man? I mean, get that boy to rock. I mean, he had 15 carries and 70 yards, but I mean he had 15 carries, and and even my boy Cash got in the mix. Like, I guess he might have heard you last week. You know what I'm saying? And he got himself a touchdown. And
but it was a receiving touchdown. He wound up finishing up with -5 yards rushing. That's what I'm saying is it's time to put it. No, this was on the stat sheet right now. It says Cash Jones had -5 yards rushing from the Kentucky game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, look at all right.
He did catch a touchdown. All I'm saying is it might be time to put to bed the idea of him being a trick play guy. I mean, we've seen the demographic of the backfield of the University of Georgia. Not to make this a sensitive subject, but every time they see Cash Jones on the field, they're going to assume that they're running some kind of trick play, some kind of jet. So for him, so it's just better to let him do what he does and does well, than trying to put a square peg in a round hole.
I got you. I understand what you're saying.
That's where I'm going with that. I think he's a valuable asset. I just think it's time to go ahead and.
You think he should be a receiver more or less?
I definitely do. I mean, wasn't he a punt? Didn't he start as a punt returner?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So we started out the season thinking that thinking that
Well,
our guy
I agree. He's better suited. I mean, I agree with that. I
yeah.
misunderstood you last week probably because I mean, yeah, as far as rushing or running, yeah, I mean he's more suited to be like
Yeah,
a.
I wasn't saying kick him off the team, sit him on the bench. I
Oh,
was just saying that
I
like this.
misunderstood you. Get rid of him.
Yeah,
He's
no, no,
done.
no, no, no,
Call
no,
it.
no.
Sign
Yeah,
him
I
out.
know. No, I was just saying that he was a valuable asset to the team last year, but he was catching passes and catching punts and things like that, and he was very good at that.
Gotcha.
But then they
Special
started
teams.
putting it. They ran him a couple times in the backfield, and he had a little success. And they were like, "Ooh, we can make this. We can bring him in for a trick play." Well, every
Right.
time you see him line up in the backfield, you know they're giving the ball to him. So everybody's going to
Yeah.
key up on him. And I don't
Gotcha.
know I don't know how many audibles we have in the safety in the Mike Bobo safety pack. So you know.
Hey, and another bright spot is our third down conversion. You know, honestly, we talk about it off camera, but and it is Kentucky. But at the same point, I mean, it's not Alabama, but it's third down conversions were a lot better, and
Yeah, for sure.
That's something to be happy of.
Yeah, now what I don't know what I wanted to touch on was we definitely thought coming into this season that Nate Frazier was going to be the guy, and then
Mm.
we would find a number two, but we're quickly starting to see that Nate Frazier might wind up being the number two and Chauncey the number one because Chauncey is a monster.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dylan Bell still I mean, he was missing in action, beginning of the season, first couple of games, I guess, and then he's back in the mix. He
Yeah,
had 4 receptions for 68 yards, and he's a huge asset as well. I mean, like Dylan Bell, he's when he's on the field and he's on. I mean, like he's when he's on,
yeah.
we're on. It seems like.
I like how the passing duties have been kind of spread around. I mean, you had London Humphreys as a hero one week, Colby Young's a hero the next week, Zachariah Branch had a big key play, those kind of things. Oscar Delp had a couple of key plays in a couple of games ago. I like that the wealth is being spread around, so nobody's really keying up on any one player. That I definitely like, although I would like to see more out of the passing game because I mean, the SEC, even though the SEC prides itself on 3 yards in a cloud of dust,
Mm,
you're talking about let's just play what if Georgia runs the table from here, wins the SEC championship. A lot of these other teams from the Big 10, the Big 12, the ACC, the group of four, they're going to be really pass heavy, and if
mhm.
you knowing our secondary, we're going to have to be able to fight fire with fire. I've seen that we had the potential to do it. It's just that we have not really won a game yet on the strength of the arm of the quarterback.
Yeah, you know what surprises me also. I mean, I know Brock Bowers is gone. I know Big O's gone. I know, but we still got Delp, and we still got the lack of like tight end play calling. You know what I mean? We're not usually. I mean, other than blocking, I don't see us utilizing our tight ends that much. And I don't. I mean, there could be a good reason behind that. I don't know, but I mean, using them for blocking essentially. But they like to block. I mean, like they'll do the job. But it seems like like you. I mean, to your point, past I would see. I mean, I'd like to see them get more involved. Like Bubba calling more plays with them uh, involving the tight ends.
Yeah. And then it's funny you mentioned Big O. I just pulled up his stats to see how he's doing, and it's dry. It's very dry over there. It's kind of dry in Pittsburgh. Anyway, coming back to this, Dogs definitely pull off a great win. Next up, we have Auburn. Be taking on Auburn. We'll be going to Auburn to play the Tigers. One of the two of my concerns going into Auburn, we still have a very unproven secondary. It's like it takes them a quarter and a half to warm up, and even then, they're still making some first-year player mistakes because, again, we have a very, very young defense. And how aggressive are they going to get with pressuring Jackson Arnold?
Yeah, I mean, like we've said before, it's a kind of a catch-22. I mean, that could be a reason we're not sending sending the house as much because I mean our secondary will be vulnerable and absolutely will be vulnerable, no doubt
Oh
about it.
yeah, oh yeah. But we saw. Here's the thing: we saw. The stats, the next gen stats thing that they've been doing for the last few years. I don't know when exactly they started timing how long the quarterbacks were holding the passes. I looked this up earlier today. Jackson Arnold is in like the bottom third of D1 in terms of how long he's holding the ball. Sometimes up to 3 and 4 seconds. Like just for comparison's sake, Gunnar Stockton is getting the ball out in like maybe 0.67, just under 1 second, maybe a little over if he's got good pocket protection.
Yeah.
Jackson Arnold's like 1001, 1002, 1003. In college football, that's way too much time. He's I think if I remember, it was pretty close to 4 seconds that he's holding the ball that he's averaging.
Okay. Serious? I mean,
Yeah.
is that the I mean, they have is that attributed to their offensive line? I mean, does he have that kind of protection? I mean, he's got to, right?
I don't think in the Oklahoma game, Oklahoma was sending the house against him. And of course, they had the benefit of the knowledge from him being their quarterback because he did play for Brent Venables, that he holds the ball entirely too doggone long. So
yeah.
he was able to sit in the house against him. Is that something they've been able to correct in 2 weeks? Doubtful. Is that something they're working on? More than likely. But then there's a stat that I didn't even know about, and it just got created this year. It's called dead end throw rate for quarterbacks. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
It's called dead end throw rate. So basically, what it is if your pass falls incomplete or if it's a completion of 4 yards or fewer, it's called a dead end throw rate. Now they don't have a lot of stats. Well, actually, I take that back. They don't have this stat for our guy Gunnar, because Gunnar only played 2 games last year. But they basically went back and did a breakdown of film from last year, and Jackson Arnold's dead end throw rate was 56.1%. The average is somewhere, if you're in the 50 and you're the high 40 to 50% rate, that's fairly average. But Jackson Arnold's at 56.1%.
So is that slightly above average or considered, or is that like way too bad?
The higher the percentage, the worse that is. The worse that number becomes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like if everybody in class took a chemistry exam, and everybody got a 50 and you got a 56, so you screwed up the curve because you made a 56.
Right.
This is if you got a 56, you're not doing well. I never heard of this. I never heard of this before, but this apparently is something that a group of guys came up with.
Yeah, I haven't either. I want to check that out.
Who came up with this? Was it the guys from Saturday Down South? Yeah, it's the guys from Saturday Down South. Guy by the name of Spencer Davis. This may become a stat that you start hearing, ladies and gentlemen, more often. It's called the dead end throw rate. And they basically looked at, because this is an SEC page, they used SEC quarterbacks in their performances last year as the litmus test. For comparison, DJ Lagway at 51%, Garrett Nussmeier at 49%, Blake Shapen at 52, John Mateer at 45. He's the best of them all. Lenore Sellers at 47. So you notice that the lower numbers, lower the number, the better the whatever. But Joey Aguilar, again, he was at Appalachian State before he got to Tennessee, and his dead end throw rate, his DETR, as it were, was 55.9% there. Hell, even Arch had a decent, with his 2 starts last year, was 46.7. This year, don't know. I can't wait to see these stats
at the end of the year. Either.
I can't wait to see these stats at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but that's the biggest thing. If our defense can cause enough ruckus up front, and the secondary, I mean, Jackson Arnold, if you watch film, he holds the ball even when he's got protection. So I don't know that I'd worry too tough about the secondary unless they've tightened him up in the last couple of weeks. But some things you just can't unteach. Some things you can't get people to unlearn. So as long as our front seven can keep him in check, I think we'll be all right. But that's going to have to be the key to it.
But the dangerous thing is if he does have that time and he's just sitting back there chilling, has that 3-4 seconds, he can pick us apart. I mean, like it'll be easy to do because I say easy to do. I mean, it seems to be easy to do. The past, our secondary has been. I mean, just the open receivers and the amount of room around them. I mean, it's crazy. And I haven't really picked apart how they got so open. But I mean, is it are we missing assignments? Is it just they're good, quick? They're faster than our DBs or our secondary. I mean, I don't know what it is, but you're right. They got to clear it up because I mean we could get eaten alive.
Our secondary is our secondary. Where I'm worried is, should we make it into the playoffs or the conference championship? That is where I'm most concerned because we won't be playing the muggle one right now. If you look at the SEC on the top end, we're ranked 4th in the SEC right now, or so it says. Yeah, it says we're ranked 4th in the SEC. But look at, you got Ole Miss, you got Texas A&M, you got Alabama, you got Missouri. I don't see how we're ranked 4th in the SEC. That's just ESPN. I mean, we could be. That's what it says on the SEC page. We still got to play Ole Miss. We got to play. We got to play Ole Miss in 2 weeks. We got to play a very good Mississippi State. We got to play a Texas who, if Arch gets his stuff together behind the center, he can do some damage. And then we have to play a much improved Georgia Tech, who is hovering right below the top 10 line at number 13. And Georgia Tech ain't no slouch, man. The Georgia Tech is not an automatic win. We look in the 5 short seasons that we've been doing this. We used to go Georgia Tech. That's a win. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Although right now we are a 83.9% favorite to win. Georgia Tech undefeated at 5-0. And I mean, Haynes King, there ain't too much you can't say about Haynes King that ain't good. That boy is a baller and a scrapper. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. So what do you got for a prediction on the game for the Auburn game?
For the Auburn game, well, they've got us. I mean, the line is we're giving up 3.5, somewhere around there. So they're. I mean, I'm expecting the same. It's Jordan. You said Jordan Hare. So it's going to be a tough environment. So I mean, bro, I think I don't know if it's going to be a high scoring game or not. I would say let's do this. You know what? I think it's going to be closer than people think. I hope not, but I'll say 28-24.
I was going to ask you if you thought it was going to be in the 20s. I'm thinking Georgia breaks. the 30s, like something like 33 or 34, and Auburn will be a couple of scores behind at like say 20-21. That's where I'm putting it. I'm thinking it might be a little back and forth, and then Georgia will put it away for good in about the third quarter and then go into cruise control. So I'm saying about 34-21, something like that. But there's not going to be a lot of points scored. So if you just to guess, unless the defense catches fire, in which case we get a lot of defensive stops with Auburn in their territory, it will get out of control really quickly.
Yeah, we talk about the scoring. Our offense seems to be hitting their stride, the score. But I mean, you've got to do that. The offense has got to be able to score points if our defense is going to give up points. So
100%.
Yeah, so I mean that's a given. I mean, you just want to if the defense is to give them up, we got to be able to go back and forth, got to go score for score or whatever. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll get that hopefully defense comes up. They fix it during practicing this week or what have you. But maybe fix it. But something needs to be done with secondary though. I don't know what they can be. Don't know.
I could not have said that better myself, sir.
Still looking for that leader though. I'm still looking for like a Nakobe Dean type, leader on that defense. I haven't seen like CJ Allen. I hadn't seen enough of. You
know what? Go ahead.
No, I mean that's pretty. I mean that's basically it. It's just we need a leader on that defense, an apparent leader.
I will go with you on that, but I think as much as I hate to say it, I think it's time for us to put that baby to bed. I think most leaders come on to, I mean, not that it's a bad thing to have, but that squad was unique. That squad was incredible and unique. And it takes a certain type of player to put squad before self.
Sure.
And, you know, we're kind of in that era now where everybody's thinking, every single person on that team is thinking, doggone near, I've got to do X, Y, Z in order to keep my spot here. Or I got to start thinking about where the next place is that I'm going and how much money I'm going to get. You feel me?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I agree with you totally. But I mean, that was you know, those 2 years were just phenomenal, and you know, the defense was just insane. But I mean, maybe I should have said hold people accountable. You know, or hold themselves accountable. You know, we needed that kind of mentality, or maybe leaders are maybe a wrong choice of words. But I mean, needs maybe a couple folks to hold people accountable for their
yeah. Well,
silence,
again, we got the defense is very young.
Yeah.
The defense is exceptionally young. Lots of underclassmen out there.
Yeah.
So
well, to that point, I mean, they're doing well for as young as they're being on. You know,
yeah.
they are.
I mean, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. But I mean, God, dude, got burnt. Our secondary made Brasser from Tennessee. I'm getting his name wrong. I apologize. But they made him look like a first round they made him look like an NFL first round draft pick that day.
Oh yeah, didn't he have 100 yards the first half or something?
Yeah, he got like I think he got to 98 or 99. It's like, yep, I'm not gonna. I can, but I'm gonna stop just because I don't want to make y'all look completely bad. Yeah. But so yeah, there's something's got to happen there. That's the bit. I think that is the biggest problem. I think the offense is definitely starting to click faster than the defense, but the defense is able to hold. There's still that thing where the defense takes at least a quarter and a half to wake up. It's like starting a diesel engine. It is seriously like starting a diesel engine where you got to turn the switch and let the glow plugs warm up before you can crank it. And then you got to let it sit for about 3 minutes before you can put it in gear and drive it. It's absolutely insane. It drives people insane. But we will get to the drive us insane here in just a bit. We're going to take another short break, and we will be right back. Those of you that are watching us live, thank you for tuning in. Those of you that are watching the replay, appreciate you tuning in as well. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe and tell people about this week in UGA football. We'll be right back. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Roundtable Movie Podcast, a movie podcast which happens to star the same host of Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. Instead of talking football, we're talking movies, and we're covering all genres. We're covering all genres in all ages, and I think during football season we've been kicking around some ideas for some good ones to talk about, and we have got an absolute killer diller for you when we come back. We just talked about it today. I'm not going to give it away, so you'll just have to tune in and find out for yourself. That is, again, the Roundtable Movie Podcast, which regularly airs on Tuesdays outside of football season. Another presentation affiliated with the Let's Talk Football family of podcasts. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, this week in UGA football. Mr. Fingaz here, Collin P from the DMV right there. We just got done breaking down the potential game. The potential game. It's going to take place. There is no potential game. And he got me again.
What did you say?
TKO.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Alrighty. Flawless victory, fatality. Liu Kang wins. Anyhow, we talked about the game against Auburn that's coming up, the upcoming game, not the potential game against Auburn this coming Saturday. But we wanted to talk about something, and Collin, you kind of sparked this for me. There was a post that you sent in our group chat regarding a particular, college football fans come in all shapes and sizes. You got men, you got women, you got, you got people from all walks of life. You got blue collar, you got Fortune 500, you got people overseas now with all of the broadcasting out to other countries and playing football now in other countries. College football is trying to become as large as the NFL on a global scale, and the fans come from all walks of life. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about one special breed of fan that pertains to the University of Georgia and possibly some other fan bases also. So if you have fans that fall under this category, please feel free to chime in. And that is the fan that can watch their team win by the score of 157-0 and be perfect in all marks except for the field goal kicker did not kick the place kicker didn't kick a touchback in the third quarter, and they will gripe, moan, and complain about that until the end of their days. So applying to our Georgia fans, can the fans ever be happy with a win? And this will kind of hit me because I know how I am. I watch every Georgia game and I try and break it down as best I can with my limited football knowledge and look at the next game and say, can we win next week's game playing how we played in this game that just ended?
Yeah.
I'm always happy when they win. I'm always going to say ring the bell, but there are times when they win and I go, that wasn't it. I hope we're not doing that next week. So do you think that the fans can be happy with a win? Because I know you and I are always, we can always find something to criticize.
Well, you know what's funny, man? It's like, I never really saw, social media's been around for a minute, but, I never really saw these types of, like Georgia speaking, these types of fans until we won a national championship or right before that. I didn't really see too much of it in the Rick era. Even was social media around in the Rick era. Yeah, probably. But it
was.
Yeah. So it kind of hit like it just like exploded because I think it started off with Stetson Bennett. Everybody was on Stetson Bennett because he wasn't his quarterback. He was and there was always a competition or with Beck, with Daniels, and even when Stetson did well, he could have done. He could have had a quarterback rating of 100%, and they would still find something that somebody was better. The Towel Boy could. Honestly, I made a joke about it, but somebody would say the Towel Boy, the Water Boy was better than Stetson, and and not just him, but it's just there are other players that fans tend to ride harder. Quarterback kind of seems like the main one that they ride the hardest. But and Bobo. The whole fire Bobo, fire Kirby, and this, that, and other thing. And I understand your point because I'm kind of like the way too. Like if you even though we win, you kind of look at the areas that we need to improve in because we know or kind of think that if those areas don't improve, we know the next team up. We kind of we've been fans for long enough. We kind of know. Or kind of expect the history, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you prepare for the worst. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst type of thing. But
and to this point, even more so since we now come on here every week and give commentary about it. So now we have to be able to speak to the good, the bad, as well as the good. We can't just come on and go, hey, we won. We scored 35 points and we beat Kentucky by 21 points. That's great. We're the greatest team ever. Go Dogs. That would be asinine. So
it changes your perspective. You think about the Bama fans. Think about Alabama winning national championships. That's their expect. They expect that. After how many times they've won it, after Saban, what Saban's done throughout his tenure, and they expected that. But dude,
we
got the two, and then we got
not even that. Hold on, not even that. There are fans that have lived long enough to remember Bear Bryant winning that
Yeah.
championship.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
who was it? Stallings that won a championship in '92.
Mhm.
There are people that have lived on this earth long enough to remember two reigns of champions with another one right in the middle where Stallings was knocking them in the head too.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've been growing up. I've been on this earth 85 years, and I've seen the Alabama Crimson Tide win 27 and a half championships. You damn right, I expect to see them win a championship
Yeah.
every year. That's what I'm used to, right?
Right. Right.
So
And you know that's and you know what? Until the recent, until the back to back, you and I were used to 10-win seasons. So I mean, and that was what we were expecting. There come to expect.
always a bridesmaid, never a bride. We would expect
That's right. We were outside the dance. Nobody would let us in the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, we could get in the dance. We just had to stand on the side and watch everybody else get asked to dance.
Yeah. But we didn't get to the big dance.
Yeah, 10 wins every season. We were winning 10. We were getting 10 wins, and we were getting some nice bowl games. We play in the conference championship, but we just couldn't seem to get over either hump. So yeah. And now after just 2 championships in a 40-year span, now our fans are expecting the same. And we played in 3 championships in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So we played in 3 championships. We've got a 2-1 record in national championships since Kirby Smart took over.
Yeah.
And
it makes you wonder. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was saying it makes you wonder how many of these are bandwagon. But I mean, if you look at it, I don't believe they're mainly bandwagon fans. I think they're actually fans that are like, well, quote unquote fans, that have been fans for quite some time. But I mean, a lot of them could be bandwagoners. But
yeah, and to that effect, I'm going to say this: Georgia fans, we love you. We love you very much. We are Georgia fans, also. Myself and my co-host Collin bleed red and black just like you guys do. We are not on that same level with Alabama yet. Period. We've won a couple. That's amazing. That is awesome. We won, I think, the first to do back-to-back, and God knows when.
Yeah.
And that is amazing. And Kirby Smart has had an incredible run as the head coach of the program. But we are not on that level with Alabama yet. Not.
And actually
go ahead.
No, I'm saying and it has somebody in the Heisman conversation. For the first time in forever since Herschel, I think. Right? Do we have anybody in the Heisman?
I don't know if Aaron Murray was ever in the discussion or not, but I haven't looked that far back. If I had to say that, I would have to say that far back, and maybe I wouldn't even think that Pollock was in it. But I mean, he was a great quarterback, but not even Stafford was in it. I don't believe. Wasn't he? Wait a minute. Was he a Heisman
Stafford was in it. I think Stafford was in there. I think he was.
Yeah, but it's been a long time. I mean, you look back, Alabama has all of it. They've got the SEC championships. They've got the national championships. They've got a ridiculous amount of Heisman Trophy winners, especially in the period between 2006 and 2024 when Coach Saban stepped down. We're there. We're good. We're very good. We are one of the best programs in the country and hope to be that way for many years to come. But we're not on that level with Bama yet. I said it. A Georgia fan said it. This is not me deriding on Alabama and the Crimson Tide. This is me. This is me respecting what the Crimson Tide has done over the last God only knows how many decades. I mean, we've had some measure of success, but we don't have those decades. And to go back, and you don't want to believe me, go back and look at some of those records in the record books. But you've got now 2 coaches that have built dynasties in my lifetime at that school.
Yeah, and that was what I was saying. Sorry, there's going on. What I was saying is that it's a little quick and premature to talk about dynasty at Georgia. I mean, like it looked like it was good for a minute. That 3P might have looked good, but still no dynasty yet. I mean, that's
right.
Premature.
We've had 2 coaches that were very good coaches. Well, 3 coaches that were very good coaches. It's just that one of those 3 could not get us to a championship. We've had 3 very good coaches, but no dynasties. Will we ever get there? I would love to see it. But I'm still gonna be screaming "Go Dogs" at the top of my lungs with the red and black. I just wanted to put that out there. And I know we're gonna get some negative comments about it and things like that and stuff. But somebody's gotta be real. Real's gonna recognize the song said real gonna recognize. What was it? Who's real? Who's not? Jadakiss. Real gonna recognize real. Still gonna recognize still. Yeah. Right there. So, and that's a true statement. Georgia's gonna. Anyway, I'm done talking with that. But I just getting back to this because I got off the beaten path. It's hard sometimes to be a Georgia fan and watch how our fans act over certain things, especially with regard to Alabama, because I know it bothers Georgia fans that we just can't seem to beat Alabama.
Oh yeah, bothers me.
Well, hell, it bothers me too, but it didn't bother me too bad in the 2021 season because we wound up having to, we wound up getting the hardware anyway. But it's still, it bothers me, but we're not there yet. Hopefully we'll get there. Anyhow, that's all I got. That's all I got on that. You got anything else on that, man?
Well, I mean, I was going, quote unquote, piggyback. Well, piggyback on that is like, I agree. It's more apparent and more visual instead of social media. I mean, I'm sure it's been around. I mean, I have friends like that down, with old days watching the ball game. Even my dad, we talk back and forth about this stuff and kind of laugh at it because he's not on social media. But I tell him what I see and the kind of nonsense. They're right. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it goes on in other camps, other football fans, teams, whatever. But it's kind of crazy how many heads are being called for. I mean, like Kirby's get brought 2 national championships and they want him fired. Like some of these people. And then, get rid of him. And then, Bobo, I mean,
not only fired, but fired not 3 seasons after he brought the last national championship to Georgia. Not to mention the fact that since then he's won a conference championship. Had us in the running for a conference championship. The year after the year we missed the three-peat, and then turned around and won the conference championship last year with a beat-up, banged-up quarterback and a backup quarterback having to come in.
Yeah, I think he's the quickest one to do that. What he's done, I think he's the quickest coach. After coming into a team or a program and to do what he's done, and thing to be happy for. I mean, like, goodness gracious.
I would be happy for it. I mean, let's be real. Let's talk about some of these coaches at some of these other programs. If James Franklin, if James Franklin ever figures a way to get the Nittany Lions to the mountaintop, that will erase all the talk about him not being able to win the big game, at least for a little bit. Now he would still have to replicate that every now and again, but. Side note, I think he's definitely had a talk with the AD since Saturday because that was, whoo. Hey, Nico, I don't have any more questions about how you like Southern California anymore. At least it was, as Ice Cube said, Saturday was a good day. Did you roll a 7, 7-11, 7-11, 7-11, and score a triple-double that day too? Yeah, golly, but a winless UCLA, my God.
Yeah. But I mean, it's more comical than anything to me, how these armchair quarterbacks and and what's funny? Not that just real quick. Remember they talking about I don't know how much you've been involved with some of those groups, but the comeback is you just don't know football, and I was like, wait a minute, and so you're tagged as a not knowing football folk. When you don't when you say something good about, say Stetson or somebody good about somebody else thinks it's trash. So I'm like, all right, well, I mean, how much am I supposed to know about football, right? I mean, like,
it's easy. It's something that's easy to say, and it's easy to say over social media because they're not sitting there looking you in the face, and it's like, dude, I mean, like you could have written Nobel Peace Prize winning pieces about the great sport of football, and somebody would go, you just don't know football. You know what? I know enough about football to know that the team that I love won 2 national championships with a kid that basically nobody else wanted playing anywhere, that came in and led this team like a boss for 2 seasons. And now, no matter what you say about how good he was or he wasn't, he still got 2 national championship rings that none of us have, that none of us went and played for and earned. So,
hey, man, we're civilians, man. We didn't fans of the game, you know? But anyway.
That's like somebody hating on Jim McMahon because he was hacky and he only played he didn't have a long career in Chicago. Jim McMahon got a Super Bowl ring.
That's right.
I'm just saying, old boy that was the quarterback for the Ravens, Guilford, whoever the hell it was, he got a Super Bowl ring. I'm just saying, there have been plenty of quarterbacks that weren't stand out that have Super Bowl rings and national championship rings. That means they must have been good enough to do something, huh?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We weren't there. We weren't in training camp. We didn't see what the coach saw. The coach saw something obviously that said that Stetson Bennett was a better player than JT Daniels. Coach probably knew that JT Daniels was the brittle man. And you put him in there long enough and somebody's going to hit him and he's going to fold up like origami and won't be able to play for 6 weeks.
Coach, there could be a backstory. There could have been a backstory on that too. Who we will never know.
Coach probably looked at what's his nuts, Vandergriff, and said, does he have the heart? Does he have the heart? Because this is a tough road to hoe. You see what happened when he went to Kentucky and things got rough. He said, I'm retiring from football.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he also had, I will give him, he did have a couple of concussions last season, and that probably was a smart decision on his part. Absolutely. So, having said all of that, maybe coach saw things that we didn't see. We're not there. We don't know. So, we're just on the sidelines getting the little nuggets we get from the news articles and a little podcast from the people that have the inside sources and from the 4-letter network and what little bit, because coaches don't tell everybody everything. So anyway,
long story short, we got back-to-back championships, and I'm happy, man. I mean, you know what? Sure. Here's to the rest of the season. Hopefully, we come out on top. Bam.
Agreed. Agreed, my friend. Agreed. Let me put that right there. So go ahead and put that on there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much brings us to the end of this week's episode. We appreciate y'all tuning in. It was going to be short. There it is. I knew it was going to cut off. See, I know to expect it now. We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this week's episode of This Week in UGA Football. Make sure you, if you watching this live, which I see nobody is at the moment, but that's okay. If you're watching the replay, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're watching one of our shorts, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get all of our content, because we're putting out content on this channel, not just this show. Also, Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable, which will be on tomorrow night as well, and the Ladies Takeover show, which will be airing this Thursday. Unfortunately, I will not be producing because I will be at the football game for Putnam City West here in Oklahoma City, calling PA for their homecoming game. I'm sincerely hoping that they win a game. They have not won a game. They have not won a game all season, nor have they scored a touchdown since their first game. That streak continues. They lost 56-0 last weekend.
That's a hard streak.
Their homecoming game is just coming Thursday, so I'm hoping sincerely that they at least win homecoming. Anyway, did all that rambling to say appreciate you guys tuning in. Been a pleasure, Collin. Always a good time, bro.
Absolutely.
We'll chop it up a little bit after we go off the air. You guys be good on behalf of myself and Collin P. from the DMV. Y'all be good. We'll catch you next week. Go Dogs.
And go Dogs.